Hello, my name is Kim Sauer at SMTAI in Chicago. I'm joined today by Rod Howell from Libra.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us. So we're here on the show floor. Tell us a little about Libra. What do you do?
Okay, well, Libra Industries is a electronics contract manufacturing company. This year we'll be celebrating 35 years in business, and we serve mainly the medical marketplace, also industrial, and then mill aerospace.
Mm-hmm. And where are you based? Here in Chicago area?
No, we're based in the Cleveland, Ohio area.
Okay, is that because there's particular industries around there and you're close to the customer? Or do you really supply customers around the world?
Well, we supply mainly U.S. based. We do have a couple of customers outside of the U.S., but for the most part, we're a U.S. based supplier.
So what does this show mean to you? Is this where your customers are coming to?
Well, actually, I mean, this is a great show for us because, first of all, we have a lot of our wonderful suppliers here. I've been heavily involved in the Surface Mount Technology Association for many years, so I like coming to these shows to see a lot of old friends and colleagues.
Which is a perfect platform to network and see your old friends. Now, there's been a lot of acquisitions and sort of mergers going on within your company. Tell us who you've acquired and what the reasons are for that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we're very excited about a couple of our recent acquisitions. The first one was Tetrad Electronics. Tetrad is a EMS company, very similar to Libra. $10 million is their annual revenue, and they focus on very much a regional play, smaller industrial type manufacturing customers. I like to say that they operate in a less regulated space than Libra Industries does, and they're also very good at bringing their customers to market quickly. They've discovered a rather unique niche in terms of getting smaller customers to help them bring new products to market quicker, and they focus on lower volumes, lower quantities than we have historically.
So was that the main driver for the acquisition, that you would offer an additional service to your existing customers, or is that to broaden your customer base?
Well, we've always recognized that piece of the market, but for a lot of reasons we've just never really been successful at that end. So acquiring Tetrad Electronics really helps us address a need that we've had for many, many years, and they're very good at it.
And are they also involved in the same type of customer base? So you mentioned medical earlier. Do they have the similar type of customer?
Yes, they have some medical, but they're mostly industrial. And the medical that they're in, they do a lot of very unique things, like making kits and doing service repairs for the field service people, where they'll bring in a kit, refurbish it, send it back out into the field. So a lot of very unique things, lower volume, lower quantities.
Mm-hmm. And again, very much U.S. based, or?
Yes, yes, they're pretty much exclusively U.S. based, and again, we're very excited to have them on board as part of the team.
Mm-hmm. A little bit about the U.S. market then, because there was a lot of talk about everything going over to China, certainly on the high volume, and there was this big push going over there, and now there's a lot of talk about people coming back using contract manufacturers here. Do you feel that? Do you feel there's a big interest in your service?
I mean, we've seen it. We have a number of global multinational customers. And we've always serviced a specific niche for them. And what we're seeing now is that they're starting to bring numerous projects back to the States. Probably things that truthfully never belonged overseas to begin with, but maybe got caught up in the wave and the hype. So we're seeing that stuff come back to the States, and we have actually benefited from a number of programs that haven't been in the States for a number of years.
So in your view, what's the outlook? What's the future?
For the U.S.? Well, I think it's very positive.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look around and you look at the various global economies, what's going on around the world, I think the U.S. is still the safest place to do business in terms of protecting your investments.
Mm-hmm. And for your company, what's in the pipeline?
Well, our goal is to continue to grow. There was another acquisition that we just made. If we have a minute, I'd like to just briefly talk about that because that's more of a vertical integration play. Okay. This is a company called Focus Manufacturing that we acquired, and they're a metal fabricator and machining. And again, these are services that we historically buy on the outside, and we've opted now to become more vertically integrated so that we can have a little better control over the process and, again, time to market, which is very important. What these guys do very well, though, is very similar to what Tetrad does. They focus on reducing the time to market. So they're not a high volume player. They're very much a low volume player. In fact, they have the ability to do products as low as 1 unit. Mm-hmm. So that they can do very sophisticated metal fabrication, face plates, coatings, silk screenings, things like that, and produce it in as little as 1, but more often quantities typically are 25, 50, or 100 units, and they turn things very quickly.
So time to market is a critical value add for a lot of companies then therefore that are in the US.
Yeah, I believe in the niches that we serve, the markets that we serve, our customers value time to market.
Mm-hmm. And with that probably comes a lot of cost saving, and rather than particularly when you've got small lots that you're producing at a time, to be able to get it to the market very quickly, I can see is a very important factor for a lot of them.
Exactly, because a lot of our customers want to reduce their inventories. They want to reduce their risk, their exposure, and I think the best way to do that is if you can streamline your supply chain and the pipeline, it allows you to reduce your inventories. But you can't do it so that it's at the expense of the customer satisfaction. So
sure.
You're really working hard to balance both of those requirements.
So 2 very important and very beneficial acquisitions for your customers. Anything else in the pipeline where we can see some more vertical integration or more services?
We have a couple of ideas up our sleeves, but right now we're working on the integration process with these 2. It's going very well. In fact, it's going better than I think even we anticipated, and we're always very optimistic. But once we get these 2 buttoned up, we have a couple of, I think, pretty cool ideas up our sleeve, and hopefully you'll be hearing more from us.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to that. Thank you very much for talking to us today here at SMTAI.
Good. Thank you.